Another thing I like kind of goes into another thing I like talk about, like the chicken versus the egg argument. Like, who came first? Who started it? Was it the men or the women that started this?
Mm,
Like the
men,
vicious cycle.
I mean, men started it by giving women what they asked for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just started with feminism. I don't believe in like first wave, second wave, third. I just think it was all one. It was always freedom without responsibility. Starting with the right to vote. Honestly, they wanted the freedom of voting without the responsibility of getting drafted. So, and then I think birth control is what was the worst out of everything because that gave women the option to like sleep around, and then the hose came, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
Rolo shows the how the graph went up like crazy whenever that happened, whenever the birth
Yeah.
control came out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I think that was like the nail in the coffin, but I think it was coming.
So do you think that there's a lot of guys though that should also take accountability for being like shitty men, aren't leaders, they're not stoic, they're not good at relationships or they're cheating all the time. Like what do you think about those men? Are they to blame at all?
Um, no, I don't think you can blame guys for sleeping around. If you're gonna put meat in front of a tiger, you can't be mad at the tiger that they proud. You can't. You can maybe say stop putting the meat in front of them.
See, and this is where like I kind of disagree with Rolo on some things is because I love his book and I love everything about Red Pill, but
Mhm.
it goes back to a very hedonistic society that's almost cave people. Like
Uh-huh.
like if we were still cavemen 3,000 years ago running
Mhm.
around the plains or something like that. But since, over time we've had religion, we've had society advance a lot,
Mhm. Mhm.
in every way, shape, and form.
Mhm.
So I just philosophy, it's just
Mhm.
we're not just animalistic men anymore.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I truly believe that as men, if we want the religion is what kind of drove us to where we are at today,
Mhm.
to get us to a successful
But men
point.
aren't religious today.
Yeah, but that's why I'm fighting to make men. I'm honestly not as strong of
Uh-huh.
a Christian anymore. I was very passionate about it when I was
Mhm.
young. And but I truly believe in connecting science and religion and spirituality, and that's something that people aren't doing today. I found a way
Mhm.
to do it with Joseph Campbell's book, and
Mhm.
a lot of people need to
Mhm.
find that merge because we're never going to fix the world if we don't
Mhm.
do that.
I mean, I just don't think anything will really change until we start to take power away from women without the responsibility that comes with it. So,
Mhm.
I don't really see men and women coming back together until they change the marriage laws. That's just my opinion. And I think it's the same thing in churches. Like, I think a lot of churches have given too much power to women and they tell men to accept bad deals. Like, why are you waiting until marriage for a non-virgin bride? That doesn't make any sense. Wait for
Yeah.
the next round of 22-year-olds. Stop. Stop it. Like,
It's nice. I usually get ridiculed because I always date younger girls, but it's nice
mhm.
having somebody that's not going to ridicule me for
No,
that.
no, because it's like, okay, if you're asking, it's like we're making a deal, like a business deal, at marriage, right? Men like purity and youth,
Hmm.
and women want to be protected and provided for. So the church is saying, you're not going to get purity or youth, but still give the girl all the protection and the provisioning without getting that like a good deal. So it's like, I- it's hard. And Andy's gonna wait. Oh, stop it. Stop it.
What advice do you give to your brothers? I don't know how old they are, but are they in the dating age? Are they having trouble in the
Um,
dating market?
no, they do really well. They're both
They're all
successful.
tall.
Yeah, they're all successful. My older brother, I'd say marry your girlfriend because she's great. My other brother, my oldest brother, that was given up for adoption, he's married. My younger brother, he's got a girlfriend. I really like her. Yeah, I mean, I would just say like, try to find the purest girl you can. I mean, you can't. You're never gonna really know, but I mean, you can like if you know her mutual friends, you can kind of see
Yeah,
like birds of the same feather flock together,
yeah.
right?
No, but do you talk to them regularly about any of this stuff? I mean, because you're so good at this stuff. Like, does your family ask you for advice in these type of things?
No, no. I mean, my brothers like don't really need help.
They do fine, yeah,
They do. They've been bringing beautiful girls home for
for
yeah
years.
yeah. Like it's just not.
They don't even need it.
And my sisters, no, I'll talk to my sisters a little bit about it, but I'm a big believer in letting people do what they're gonna do. I'll give you advice if you ask if you want it, but
Mhm.
like you can't really control people.
Okay. So, like, do you think that anything like that's going on in the red pill manosphere and stuff, do you think that this is causing more of a hedonistic cycle? Because there's a cycle of women, sleeping around, doing all this bad stuff. Do you think that if they sit there and they tell guys like spin more plates, like focus more on your physical attributes,
Mhm.
focus more on surface level thinking,
Mhm.
surface level things. Do you think that that's gonna help us spiritually in the long run? Do you think that's a hedonistic cycle that's just like Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's just gonna end up biting us in the ass at some point?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's a modern it's we have modern problems and we have modern solutions. Again, most men are going to date modern women in the US. Most men aren't gonna, passport bro it out of here.
Yeah.
Most men aren't gonna marry a virgin. So what do? You spin plates because like that's the only way you can make women fall in love. That's not fun, but like it's a modern solution.
Yeah.
So I mean you can say we wish it was back to the way it was, but we're here and that's the only solution that I really think is a good one. Money, muscles, game, frame. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So one of the things I also well, no, go back to the money muscles game frame thing. Do you think that like the girls that are choosing the guys that aren't gym guys or anything like that,
Mm.
like do you think that they're making a huge mistake because they're gonna end up leaving him one day because they're gonna want that protector, like that bigger
Um,
attractive guy?
I mean, every girl's got a type. So, I mean, I would just say look at if she's not genuinely attracted to him, I think that she may leave. I would just say look at her exes. What do they look like?
Is genuine
Some
desire something that you like as a girl, and like you've read Rollo's book, you know
mhm,
how big of a deal genuine desire is and everything. Do
mhm.
you, like whenever you get into a relationship, do you really try to focus on showing that genuine desire, or is it natural? Is it a natural thing for a woman to have that like he talks about? It's just a natural thing.
Yeah, I think genuine desire is real. I think that if she's making you jump through hoops, it's probably just not you.
Okay.
Um, and I think, you know, yeah, yeah, I think genuine desire is important for a modern woman. I think for a traditional woman, it's not as important, but for a modern woman, it is.
Is genuine desire something that's easy to have multiple times, you think, or do you think that as a girl sleeps around too much, do you think that she's gonna lose the ability to have that genuine desire?
Yeah. Um, maybe if she sleeps around more, it's harder to keep the guys she has genuine desire for. I would say,
Okay. Hmm.
but no, yeah, that's I don't know. I have to think about that. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I,
no.
I mean, I think it's harder for her to like bond, but I'm just thinking like I don't know.
It kind of makes me think about alpha widow. Do you think that a woman can be alpha widowed in multiple categories? Kind of like you can, if she's been with a 6 foot guy, then she's only gonna want guys that are like that, or like this guy's the best
Mm,
sex, so I don't want to settle for a guy unless the sex is as good as this guy was, or
um, let me think. No, I think women are. I think it's like she's alpha widowed, but then she could be alpha widowed like again. So like then like the next guy makes her forget about the last one. But no, I don't. I think women can only love one man at a time. So.
okay, yeah, no, that's a really interesting response. Just because most people I've talked to have always thought, like they, like I've had some girls agree that they think that there's certain things that they are alpha widowed in, but now you say it that
Mm,
way, how like if they have that true genuine desire for a guy, they're gonna
mm.
be alpha widowed by just
Yeah,
that one
well,
thing at the time.
yeah, well, no, I mean, okay, so if a girl, she's 16, she's alpha wit, like she thinks this guy is the best she's ever gonna do, right? Like, so she's alpha widowed, like the one that got away, Katy
Hmm.
Perry.
Yeah.
But then, okay, let's actually use Katy Perry as an example. The one that got away, that was about her high school sweetheart.
Hmm.
But now she's married to Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I think she probably is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely probably not alpha widowed. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, like I
She
think
has genuine
it's
desire for
kind of
him.
like because Rollo explains it. It's like, does she view that guy as the best she can do?
Hmm.
I'm just imagining that Orlando Bloom is better than the high school sweetheart. So if she views him as the best she can do, like that's her alpha. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, for sure.
But I
Oh
don't know.
no,
I don't
he's
know
the
what this
best.
high school sweetheart. He did get a really big pop star.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a cool thing to be able to say you did.
yeah,
So something that I like to talk about a lot on here is that the misogyny, the
misogyny.
the yeah, the misandry. I definitely think that there's
Yeah.
a lot of this going around, and I like to go back to the fact that I think a lot of it's happening is because the 25 and under people that were raised with iPads and iPhones and just the internet at their fingertips. I'm 31, so I
Mm,
didn't get my first iPhone until I was 18 years old,
mm.
and I didn't watch porn on it probably till I was like 20, 21 or something like
Uh
that.
huh.
So, but these kids that are under 25,
Mm,
they were getting it at 12, 13, 14, depending
mm,
on what their parents did. I truly believe that like guys are starting to watch porn, at that young age, and they're maybe becoming misogynist because they're seeing certain type of things or women, and that's driving them to be a certain way. And then the women, they become misandrous because they get dick pics at 13 years old on their
Mhm.
first Instagram from
Mhm.
30-year-olds and 40-year-olds, and then next thing you know, they hate men the rest of their life. Do you think that for that generation, for the people, how old are you again?
I'm 25.
So you would know then the most because of your peers.
Mhm.
Do you think that that generation is going to have an extremely hard time over the next 10, 20 years dating because of this starting with the internet right there in your hand, social media,
Mhm.
porn, all that
Mhm.
stuff right there?
I think porn is. Mm, I don't really think they become misogynist and misandrous because of porn or like men sending you dick pics. I think women become misandrous because society brainwashes you from a young age. I don't think it's like actually men doing bad things. I think it's like because we're taught to hate men. I don't meet a lot of male misandrists. I'm in the red pill, like the most
Oh
like or
yeah, I don't mean male
misogynistic. Sorry,
misandrous. Yeah,
sorry, misogynist.
yeah.
I'm in the red pill, so like the most misogynistic space. I don't really meet any. Um,